All right, let's try this again. Contact. Oh, here we go. That's on. Oh, bam. Oh yeah, 32. Holy fuck, he's going with 64 gigs of memory. Oh my god. I only have half the sticks in there. 64 gigs of RAM. Bam. 65 gigs of memory.
This video is sponsored by Be Quiet and their new Pure Loop all-in-one liquid coolers. Pure Loop is the water cooling unit of choice for all price-conscious users that seek high performance and silent operation. Numerous features like the doubly decoupled pump and the Be Quiet Pure Wings 2 fans make sure the Pure Loop is silent and reliable, while the white LED illumination and the all-black design set high standards in appearance. Check out the links in the description, and thanks to Be Quiet for sponsoring this video.
Alright, I just had a hard time building that computer, and I think I know why. It's because there isn't enough inspiration in my office. I got something that might fix it here. Keanu! Keanu! So now we got the EVGA Ultron robot and bad ankle. Oh man, it's Keanu and he can stare at me all the time. Well, I'm making videos over there. I can just look at him for motivation. Alright, trying to get this video done. More roadblocks. Temperatures are terrible in this thing as far as I'm concerned. Originally, like I have it set up so that it intakes at the bottom, intakes at the top for the AIO, and it exhausts through the three fans that go out the back of the case. And there's an open grate here that would, with positive pressure, put some stuff out there too. But the GPU is getting to like 85 degrees and the fans are spinning up on it. When I never experienced that before, but I was usually using with kind of an open air chassis. I usually experienced like maximum 75 degree temperatures, so I know that this cooler on this thing is capable, but now we're squishing it up some glass, and I thought maybe having the intake down there would be a good idea. I don't know. The holes in the panels are really small, and then you add these dust filters and it makes the air even more restricted. I'm gonna go ahead and make it so that we have exhausts on the bottom. I'm gonna switch these fans orientation around. So we'll intake on the top and we will exit out the back, and here creating a negative pressure system in there, and I hope that that'll just get more heat out, because this case is hard to work with. It is weird and it looks good. I like the front panel, you can see through the glass here, and that they've kind of thought around stuff. But Der Bauer, I thought you helped make this case. I'm just not a big fan of the thermals in it, especially with like how restrictive these are. And then you put one of these on it, it's like a COVID mask test or something. Anyways, I'm gonna switch the fans around. Hopefully it fixes stuff. Okay, I've got it all kind of set up here as best as it's gonna get, and I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed with the results because this case is not meant for overclocking higher-end hardware. I don't care what DeBauer or whatever helped design it, or there's a DeBauer edition. Maybe he could set it up better than me, but I just think it's very limited, especially with the types of slits that are in the case and the airflow options, especially if you're doing a vertical GPU mount with, without custom water cooling. This is probably more a custom water cooling if you set it up right. Much better. But unfortunately, I'm running Port Royal here, and it's a little bit audible. Everything's set back to stock with like multi-core enhancement just set on, and the GPU set to stock. But unfortunately, that's my best Port Royal score I got on my 10700K, and I could only do slightly worse with this system with a better CPU with a 10900KF in it. I even overclocked it to 5.2 gigahertz, and no matter what I did, like here's a Firestrike score. I was trying to get 35,000 total points with my 10700K, and I thought I could easily break that with the extra 2 cores. The best I could do was 33,484 with a lower graphics score. It probably has something to do with the fact that this thing has 64 gigs of RAM. Ooh, and she's into high gear now. That's lovely. How do I stop it? Anyways, whoopsie doodle. So yeah, this thing's gonna get kind of audible with all the high-end parts that are in it. And I've switched the fans. I don't know what better configuration it would be. So if you're gaming and really putting the RT cores on that graphics card with the vertical GPU mount in there, you're gonna start hearing the graphics card. I don't know. We'll have to talk to Steve and see what he thinks. So in the end, we spent all year, or I didn't spend. Steve, the guy who lent me the 3090, whose system this is, went ape bananas. This is the most expensive PC I've ever built. And it goes to show that if you buy all the most expensive parts, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best situation for everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you the PC part picker list that I just made for all the parts that Steve purchased for this PC, and show you why it is definitely the most expensive PC I've ever ever put together. It's goddamn ridiculous. 10900KF, this is all Canadian dollars, 742. Got that Cooler Master AIO. That board is not cheap. A ROG Strix there. There's $1,000 worth of memory in this thing. That's absolutely insane. Western Digital bought two 1 terabyte M.2 drives for it. He bought that $2,600 GPU. I mean, he might have actually got it for a little bit lower than that, but whatever. $200 on the case, around 150 to 200 for a 850 watt PSU. He bought 9 of the Cooler Master fans that are in here, the MF Master Fan MF Halos, because the ones that come with the AIO are really loud. Yeah, so all said and done, this computer was $6,000 Canadian. That's probably for $4,800, $5,000 PC American, $5,000 PC sitting beside me, and a big chunk of that is just the memory in it. I think the memory is also an issue with trying to get the higher scores. I'm putting 4 DIMMs of 16 gigs each into this thing is just too overkill, and it's increasing latency somehow and access to memory. I don't know. It kind of seemed like something else was up. Once I removed the thermal limitations, I still couldn't get as good a score as I could with my tuned 10700K build. But I guess we'll have to focus on the aesthetics. This is one of the best looking builds I've ever built, in large part to the case, in large part to all the LEDs you can do in here. And I don't know what he'll do for color scheme, but I like to just go one flat color and something tasteful, like a little light blue or white. And, oftentimes that's good enough for me. And cable management, this thing's pretty easy. It's got a lot of room in the back of it. It's a wider case. But all said and done, I'm a little disappointed on the thermals achieving with this thing. When you cram an Intel 10900 KF and you have to exhaust the, I don't know, I don't know. I imagine I will be seeing this PC back for some tweaking, or maybe Steve will make some tweaks. But as for right now, it certainly looks beautiful, and the performance on it's going to be pretty sick for him, regardless of, you know, so a little bit of noise issues and stuff like that. So I'm at Watch Timmy Joe Instagram and Twitter, proving that the most expensive parts aren't always the best parts. I definitely would have gone with something with an open face, but Steve wanted the look of this case. He has a lot of Razer peripherals and stuff like that, and I got her going for him, and I don't know, it's a really, really nice computer. Unfortunately, I'm just not a fan of this case. I think we actually have to probably take this dust filter off, and that might help out, because there's just no room. And you add that to it, it starts making it real hard for this thing to breathe. I'm at Watch Timmy Joe Instagram and Twitter. Thank you. Have a very, very nice day. Have a very nice day. I gotta go buy a car because the transmission in my truck broke again. I'll see you guys. That's why I haven't been. It's been a week. I know, lots of complaining. Love you guys. Keep it sleazy. It's also like 1,000 degrees in here because the heat's on and it's boiler heat.